Hey, everybody, Dr. Ryan Molly here, and you are not going to want to miss this episode. This is one of my very best friends. Haven't had the opportunity to speak to him for quite some time, but you'll kind of see we kind of fall right back into our old selves and pick right back up where we left off. He's an amazing orthopedic surgeon. He's an amazing husband, amazing father to two beautiful children. He's very close with his in-laws, with his parents, and just has a different perspective on life than a lot of different people. He's a very spiritual man. Functional medicine, that's a big buzzword that we're hearing today in the world. And as an orthopedic surgeon, that's not something that you would generally link to an orthopedic surgeon, but this guy, he's a little different. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a great episode. See you soon. So without further ado, Dr. Blake Miller.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So
My question is, and it's a loaded question, is how did you get it started? What was when you went back to Meadville, you took over a practice, and how did you get this thing started? So, if I'm a patient of yours, how is my experience different at Whole Health Orthopedic Institute versus coming into just a standard person in Erie, Pennsylvania that's going to go get a total joint there?
yeah, I mean, I think it's different right from the get go. There are
Yeah.
lots of little things that you can do that most people would never expect a physician to do. So it's the little things. I call all my patients the night before surgery. Our pre-op education. You remember that about me. I was always big on that. I continue to do that. 14 years into my practice now. Was there ever a moment where you had a patient come in and God bless you for what you chose to specialize in, because I remember I liked doing trauma, but I didn't like the polytrauma. It was very intimidating to me. And I'm like, I'm not a lazy guy. I'm a hardworking guy. But I like to know my day, right? Like if I'm going to do 6 or 7 cases, like this is my day. I can plan it. I know how long it's going to take me roughly. But for you, you didn't know what's coming in, that unknown. Did that ever get to you mentally where you just that would produce the anxiety in me? Like I would lose sleep and my pager wouldn't go off just because I had like phantom pager syndrome.
Yeah.
And I remember like having these conversations with you as you were doing your fellowship and coming out, where I was just like, God, like how do it takes a special person to want to do trauma. Do you still have that thing in you that enjoys that, or has that changed over time?
Some of it has remained the same, some of it has changed. So,
All right, so yeah, we're at the seventh inning sawbone shoe stretch. So normally I have my guest do it first, but I'll go first. So these are the, as always, Jordan 6 lows. These are the Paris Saint Germains. Um, I'm a huge Jordan 1 fan, huge Jordan 3 and 4 fan. This is my only pair of Jordan 6s, but I'll tell you what, they're super comfy and just a kind of a cool colorway, gray, kind of a cream color, and then they've got the orange Jumpman. How about yourself?
anyway, so I have my shoes here. I don't have them on right now, but I have the barefoot shoes. So I've become more of a fan of barefoot shoes, more from the functional medicine community than anything else. And you know, you have to stay on top. Like then new technology comes along, and how am I going to implement this, or is this going to be useful for what I do? And those are the things that now you can focus on as essentially the CEO, is your outward thinking and saying, okay, what else do I need to implement in this to improve this process?
Absolutely, Blake. I always love talking to you because our brains are very much wired the same way, and um, I miss being able to be near you and have these kind of deeper conversations, because there's very few people that I've ever met. I could think of three. Jared, my good buddy Travis, who you'll meet at some point, especially when we do the Red Carpet podcast, because he's my one of my best friends and co-hosts on that, and yourself, like where you can get deep pretty quickly with somebody, and to me, that's the fun stuff in life.
I got chills when you said that because I feel the same way. It is very comforting to know that you have somebody that you can talk to in such a deep level and they just kind of understand what you're saying.